Hello. So there is something I would like to talk about. But before then, I want to show you a video. And as I show you this video, as you watch, observe the different colors of the blood coming out from these blood vessels. Okay. Now, viewer discretion. If you are someone that is sensitive to blood, please swipe or scroll. But I assure you, it's nothing serious. Okay? There's no need to be scared. It's just color mixed in a liquid. That's what we're about to show you. So let's watch. So if you're paying attention to this video, at some point you would notice what we call veins, capillary, artery. Now these are simply blood vessels, okay? Now, if you notice, the color of blood coming out from the vein is darker, very dark. Let's just call it dark shade of red, okay? And the ones coming out from the artery and the capillary is a bright or light bright shade of red. So the question is this: why is it that the same blood that is going around the human body, if bleeding occurs, if you were given the opportunity to see this blood, from blood coming out from different vessels of the body appear to be darker, while some appear to be lighter? Why is it that in certain situations, if you go for lab tests, they will bring out your blood or they'll take your blood, you notice that your blood is either looking a little bit bright or a little bit dark? Here's the explanation. Now, there is a protein in your body called hemoglobin or hemoglobin, however you wish to pronounce it. Now, this protein called hemoglobin has, in its structure, there is iron at its core. Iron, yes. Now, whenever you breathe in, your body needs oxygen to go around to sustain itself. Each cell or tissue or organ in your body needs oxygen to sustain itself. Yes. Now, oxygen cannot just transport itself from your lungs straight to those cells or organs or tissues. So how does the transportation go? Here. Blood. Hemoglobin is in your blood. Now, whenever you breathe in, hemoglobin in the blood goes towards the lungs and attaches itself to the oxygen atom. So when it attaches itself to oxygen, hemoglobin carries oxygen to different sites. Now, whenever oxygen is attached to hemoglobin, hemoglobin changes its structure in a way that its color will change. Okay? Now, when oxygen is attached to hemoglobin, the blood becomes a bright shade. I believe that is clear. So in that case, we can call oxygen attached to hemoglobin oxyhemoglobin. Now, oxyhemoglobin appears to be bright shade of red. Now, the moment it goes through the arteries, okay, oxygenated blood around the body goes through the arteries. Now, when oxygenated blood moves to the arteries and gets to the capillaries is the spot whereby this oxygen is absorbed or taken into the required organs, cells, or tissues, however you want to see it. Now, that is the reason why, to an extent, if you notice, the blood in capillary is slightly darker compared to the blood of the arteries, okay? Now, by the time it goes past the capillaries, it is heading straight to the veins. It is assumed that the oxygen attached to hemoglobin has been removed. Now, the moment oxygen detaches or is absorbed from hemoglobin, what happens there is that the structure of hemoglobin changes back. Thereby, the color of hemoglobin changes to a darker shade of red. That is the reason why the blood in the vein, because vein is responsible for moving deoxygenated blood or deoxyhemoglobin to the heart and towards the lungs. Yes, that is the reason why the blood in that vein was looking darker, while the blood in the capillaries and the artery is looking brighter. Now, here's a fun fact. Remember, we mentioned that oxygenated blood moves through arteries in the body, while deoxygenated blood is carried by the veins. Now, there is an exception. The pulmonary veins are the only type of veins in the human body that carries oxygenated blood. Okay? Then the pulmonary arteries are the only arteries that carries deoxygenated blood. I hope that is clear. Yes. So that is something you need to know. Misconception that some people do have. Why is it that my veins look blue, bluish or reddish in color? Well, the answer to that is just simply how your skin and tissues absorb light and disperses light, okay? And it makes it look like some people has green veins or green blood, while some have blue. There's nothing like that. Blood is either red, a bright shade of red, or a darker shade of red. So that is fun fact for the day. Share this with your friends, follow, leave a comment if you found this informative, and keep in touch as I'll be sharing more tips and fun facts about your body. Take care.